Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make a regular pie or a crostata in Italian. As I'm gonna use the dough that we made last Saturday during our live. So this is the dough that we made and then we stored in the fridge. So it must be really hard because we spent some time. I left it out for a few minutes just to make it a good temperature. So what I'm gonna do now is beating the dough with this rolling pin like this. One side, and then I'm gonna turn the other side. I'm gonna flip it and turn again. Okay. Because it's hard, you cannot roll it now that it's right out of the fridge. So, Julia, watch out. And now it's time to roll it. So I have this parchment paper. I'm gonna use just a little amount of flour, but you barely need it. So there's no need to put flour, just a little bit. And then another parchment paper on top of it, and then we start. So this way, using the parchment paper, we don't need to use too much flour because this dough doesn't need more flour other than what it already has. And now we start rolling, depending on what you want to do and what you're going to use that for. So we're going to turn. Using the flour, we're gonna help the dough just slide between the two papers and not gotta destroy it. Since I'm gonna make a pie, I don't want it, I want like a regular shape. I don't have so much space here, so I hope you can see that. Sometimes just check the thickness. It should be fine. And just make sure it's even. It's not like hilly. Okay? But still, it depends on what you want to make with this dough. I'm gonna shape it into a pie, and then I'm gonna make some more videos. And I'm gonna show you some ideas, some filling ideas. We're gonna make a jam. We're gonna make some crème pâtissière, some crème pasticceria, some frangipane. So we can add basically whatever to this amazing dough. So this is almost like what, half of a centimeter. What is like an eighth of an inch, kind of that. So we can take this out. To make and to cook the best way my pie, my crostata, this is the tools that I use. This is the sheet pan. Guys, dovete levarvi dai coglioni. Via, via. I'm gonna use this sheet pan. I don't know if you can see that, but it has small holes in the bottom, and they just help the dough to cook the best way. We also gonna have this mat. Still has, it's like a small net, and we're gonna put it on top. We're not gonna use any parchment paper now. And the ring, we're gonna use just this ring. The ring as well has small holes, so that all these tools will make the dough cook perfectly. So all these tools will make your pastry dough cook the best way, I can tell you. So we're gonna use the ring just to shape the base. Here we go. If you see that your dough is becoming too soft, just leave it half an hour in the fridge and wait a little bit, because sometimes, especially now that it's summer and it's hot outside, if it's too soft, like it's getting now, you cannot use it. You may cut it, but it will be hard to use. You can see that it's gonna break down. So I'm gonna shape this. I'm gonna cut the base, and I need this profile. So I'm gonna take a knife and I'm gonna cut, just pressing a little bit. And these three way, we'll be able to have a sort of help on the dough to see where we need to cut. So we go a little bit bigger than what we see, so that we may cut out what we have in advance. All right. Okay. And there we go. As I told you, it's too soft, but it's good. It's too soft. So I'm gonna cover it with another parchment paper. Put it in the fridge again. 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes will be fine. I'll take it out again and we'll be ready to put it on a sheet pan and cook it in the oven. It'll rest in the fridge or in the freezer, as you like. The dough is ready. And so, as before, the sheet pan and the mat, both with small holes that will make the air go through and cook perfectly our pie and our crust. So we'll take all the parchment paper out, cut the ring, so now I can work with that. So this is the dough. We're gonna put it here. Let's see. Right. And we're gonna put the pieces around, so just like that. And this way we'll be sure that they are perfectly covering all the ring around. So it's still hard, so we have to work it carefully, otherwise being that cold, it's gonna with our fingers, we put it against the ring, so it's really attached to the ring. We have just a little bit to cover. Just make sure that you work with the knife so you have even profiles of your dough, and it will the result will be perfectly clean, and you won't have any uneven bits, which is what we want to achieve. Alright. Be patient when you work in pastry, because when you spend time to make things properly done, you'll see the result. Okay, now with the knife, as you can see, I went a little bit over the profile, still with the knife and the sharp side going out. So we go this way, not in, because we're gonna move the dough inside, and we don't want to have that. We want to move the we want to move the dough close and attached to the rings. So we're gonna cut it like this way. Really, really careful. Always from inside to the outside like this. So we're gonna cut the dough out. Don't be lazy and try to do like this way, because it's gonna ruin all your job. Here we go. You can see the edge, it's clean, inside just like that. You don't need to go with the fork. Now, if you want to fill it with some frangipane, you may go with that and cook everything together. I'm gonna fill this pie with some crème pasticceria, which I'm gonna make in a different video. So I'm gonna cook it, cool it down, and we're gonna use this shell for all the ideas that you might have in your mind. So it cooks, this base cooks in the oven 320 Fahrenheit for, let's say, about 15 minutes. Always check, especially the last 5 minutes, and check, because every oven is different, and literally every oven cooks in a different way, so you never know if it's too much or you need more minutes. We'll see that when it's cooked. We have some leftovers. We didn't add flour when we were flattening the dough, so we'll be able to put it together again to make another, let's say, bowl, even though it was not a bowl when we put it in the fridge, and we'll be able to use it again. That's the best way to not waste anything we did, and to make a decoration. So what we're gonna do, it's exactly a decoration for our crostata, or our pie. So we're gonna put everything together. It starts to become soft again, no problem, because we're gonna just give it a shape and then in the fridge again. This kind of pastry dough needs to be worked as less as possible, and because the warmth of your hands just ruin all, especially the butter, so it doesn't help you to have a great dough. Yes. So as we did last time, fold it, and roll it. So if it's flat, as I told you last time, if it's flat, it cools down easier and better. There we go. course, you may want to decorate many different ways. I'm gonna show you another tool that I have to make a regular decoration for my crostatas. That's so cute. Okay, ready to cook. So here is the cake cooked. I want to show you the color that is. It's just gold. It's not brown, of course, and it's ready to go. Still hot. So what I'm gonna do is just to make it like waterproof. Let's say waterproof or grease proof. So when you put some jam or some cream or some custard, whatever you're gonna put on top, the dough is not gonna absorb all the liquid, so it will be still crunchy, and it won't turn like into a mushy cake, because that's not this dough made for. So as you can see, I mean, the edges are a little bit smaller, so the ring is easy to remove now, and it's ready to go. Don't take it out from the sheet pan before it cools down, because when right out of the oven, it's still soft, and you're gonna break that. So you don't want to have that. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do now, just to make it grease / waterproof. Okay. Now, let's make the proof. Here I have some cocoa butter. This is already grind. You can find the pieces at every Whole Foods. It looks like a white chocolate. It's not white chocolate. It's cocoa butter. And it's perfect to make this operation. I'm gonna use a sifter, and of course, this is not something that you have to do, but it will turn your dough and your crust and your cake at the end, your pie at the end, something really phenomenal. Because I know that you might want to jump this passage, but you want to skip this passage. But if you do it, you'll have an amazing result, because you still have dough, a crust that is crunchy and it's not too soft, and then you'll have the softness of the cream or the fruit or the jelly or the jam or the marmalade, whatever you're gonna put on top. So if you have this one, you can find this cocoa butter on Amazon. That's where I bought it, or you may find it from some other websites, but this is gonna be fantastic. That's done. This is sealed. Now I'll show you a decoration. Welcome back. Today we're gonna make the decoration for our pie or for our crostata. We're gonna use the leftovers that we had from the shell that we made and cooked. As I told you last time, we placed our leftovers in the fridge. Every time you have leftovers from this kind of dough, you have to set them in the fridge. So it's thin, so it was really hard to work. I waited a couple of minutes, and now it's ready to roll, and I'm ready to show you how to use this tool. That is gonna make you, it's gonna help you to make a perfect net on top of your pie. You can make this decoration using this tool as a circle as big as the shell, or you can make just a strip. Whatever you want to do, the technique is the same. So let's go. As we did yesterday, we're gonna hit the dough just a little to help, because it's hard. It came just out of the fridge, and it's gonna be easier to roll it. It's thin, so you don't need more than a couple of minutes to be ready to work. This time I want to try to make the entire circle, so we'll be able to cover the entire shell with this amazing net. It will turn into something amazing. So that is done. I use the parchment paper to roll it. Never use the flour, because every time you have leftovers, you can reuse them. Otherwise, if you keep adding flour, the dough at the end will be really, really hard, and it will taste just like flour and not all the ingredients that you've used. So now that we have the right measure, this is gonna be fine, because we used this one yesterday and it's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna show you how to use this. This is a simple tool that you can buy on Amazon or online. A lot of websites have them. It's made out of two pieces. One just like this, and the one which is thinner like this. So we're gonna put them, the small one into the other one, and we have those small handles that will help you to lift the dough up when it will be done. We're gonna sprinkle some dust, probably some flour, just to make sure it doesn't stick on it, and will help us to remove the dough once it's ready. So now that the flour is sprinkled here and there, we're gonna take the dough, put it on that. I'm gonna use this one as well, just to help us rolling. And roll it on that. Okay, what we have is something just like this. Okay, so now you can take out the pieces that are in the holes, in the small holes, or you can leave them. But as usual, you have to place them in the fridge. Welcome back. We place this in the fridge for at least half an hour, depending on your fridge, depending on the temperature of your fridge. You may also place in the freezer if you prefer. But just make sure that it's hard enough and it's cold enough. So this is the result that we have. We're gonna take out all the pieces in the middle if you like, or they will come out by themselves. What do we have to do now is take out the insert that I was showing you. Be careful, because you don't want to break your net and the amazing result that you made. Mommy! Yes. So this is the piece with the dough. We're gonna place it on our sheet pan. This is what we have. You can see some flour. There was the flour that we sifted on top. We have some guys here and there. Yeah. What do we do now? We have the same ring that we use for the shell. We're gonna cut out what we want for the decoration that we're gonna put on the cake. Right? Let's take out some leftovers. We have plenty of kids. They're gonna eat them. And hold on a second. And so we're gonna cook the circle, and with these leftovers. Look at that. How nice is that? With these leftovers, we're gonna cut out a stripe. What about that? Stripe or even half moon. We might go with half moon. What about that? What do you think? Half moon? Let's go with half moon. All right. Fermoli. So.
Now, can we have the rest of?
Yes, only the pieces that are on a countertop.
It's there.
Look.
That's moving a circle.
So, this one goes in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. Temperature 160 Celsius or 320 Fahrenheit. And we'll see the result in a few minutes.
We can watch a movie. David, we can watch it.
Finito? Hello, welcome back. I have the crème pasticceria that we just made out of the fridge. Just took out the film that was on top of that. Every time you take it out of the fridge, just make sure with a whisk, just whisk it a little bit. Alright, so the texture can change completely. So what we have to do now in order to have our chantilly cream, Italian chantilly cream, is to whip a little bit of cream and to add our cream to the crème pâtissière that we have. And then we're gonna use the cream for the dough, the crust that we made with the short crust pastry recipe from last week. So we have to whip. How to whip in a Thermomix. Let's switch the camera. We have to use this tool. This tool is called butterfly. It looks like a butterfly. And we have to insert on the blade. So we don't have to take out the blades. We just have to put this on. And every time we put it, just right there. This is okay. And then we have to measure 250 grams of whipping cream. So we're gonna use our screen. On the screen we can slide it and all the modes will show up. We just need a scale. We're gonna press scale. We have grams, pair. And when it goes to 0, it's very sensitive, so watch out when you're around 250 grams. Alright, it's a little bit over, no problem. So we're gonna put the lid on. Every time we're gonna use the butterfly, so every time we have to whip something, just make sure you don't go over speed 4. So we always say 4, no more. Alright, so we go back to the home screen and we're gonna let it go for a few seconds because we don't want to have it too thick. We want to reach a soft, thick whipped cream. So we're gonna go to, let's say 3.
No, non è voluto mettere sul gioco per
just check it out every once in a while so you don't go over it. Otherwise, it will be perfect to have a butter. If you want to make your homemade butter, just use cream and you have a perfect fresh butter made in your Thermomix. There's a recipe on Cook I Do. You must follow that recipe, and so you'll make sure that all the steps are made properly and you have a perfect result. This is our cream after a few seconds. Gonna take this out. And in a bowl, we're gonna put everything together. And the cream in 3 times. So we're gonna add the first time, first part. Don't worry about it. And give it a whisk. And then with the other 2 parts, we'll go a little bit softer and will be good. Try to go from the bottom to the top. Slowly. I know it sounds strange, but we're gonna try to light this cream up with adding some whipped cream. And last part. Alright, so here we have the decoration that we made with the tool last video. This is one piece and this is a small piece that we have. And this is the crust, the shell that we cooked with my kids. Test approved. So we're gonna pour some strawberry jelly on the bottom of the shell, and then we're gonna pour the cream that we just made over the jelly, decorating with some with this net and some fresh strawberry slices. And then use your fantasy and show me your result. That will be fantastic. So let me grab the jelly. This is a jelly that we just made with fresh strawberries pureed in a Thermomix for a few seconds. Thank you, Filippo. We're gonna use this strawberry jam that we made with fresh strawberries pureed in the Thermomix. I cooked the puree with some sugar, and when it was boiling, I added some sugar with pectin NH. Just cook for a couple of minutes, and this is the result. So it's fantastic because they smell amazing. This sweet and fresh strawberries. We're gonna pour it. It's not too jelly because I didn't put too much pectin on it, and it will be perfect to spread. It will be perfect to spread on a shell. The color is light pink. Those strawberries now are perfectly mature. The smell, so they are really red inside. They're not white and taste like nothing. I have this small spatula that will help you to spread evenly everything, especially when you have small cakes to work with. It helps you to reach every corner of your dessert. Alright, so this is what we have now, and then we're gonna pour some cream. It's pretty much liquid, but it's super soft. Still, you might don't want to use them. You might clean this. And go just like that. See, this tools is gonna help you. And we're gonna use some fresh strawberries on top of that. Nope, don't touch. You might decorate with some pistachio crumbles, with some lemon zest, with small meringues, whatever your fantasy and your pantry suggest you. You're welcome to use that and to make your dessert turn into something fantastic. Okay, we'll keep going on with our decoration. much as you like. Aspetti di fare queste scene, Lorenzo. Aspetti. On top of the cake, we're gonna use the nicest flour, the nicest strawberry that you have, and we're gonna cut it like, slice it like this, not to the end,
Ecco, hai toccato qualcosa?
not to the end, and I'm gonna show you, like this way, not to the end. So it's gonna be the whole strawberry on the bottom, and you can just open it up as like flour, and we're gonna put it in the center of the cake. All right. Ma quanto ha rotto i coglioni Giorgio oggi pomeriggio? Eh? No, ma è un tubo! Ma stai fermo, non rompere le palle! Vai a fare un'altra roba! Ma levati! No, non fa niente. If you want to preserve your fruit becoming like dark color, and if you want to give like a glossy touch, I use this gelatin spray. You might go with brushing some neutral jelly, or if you eat right away, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Giulia, vai fuori dalle palle però, un secondino solo, su da brava. A few. It helps you to maintain a bright color. It's a natural neutral jelly. You can see how bright it is now. Then we might add some pistachios. We have some crumbles. I just cut it with my knife on a cutting board. I'm gonna sprinkle it all over the cake, maybe only on the border. Okay, here. And I'm gonna use only, no, I'm not, maybe this, the small, the big one. Right on top. So let me clean the plate. Poi mi dite di farvi le robe, però io non vi faccio più un cazzo, ragazzi. Proprio non vi faccio più. I'm going to clean the plate. Just a little bit. This this is our final cake. It's a short crust paste shell filled with some strawberry jelly, some Italian chantilly cream, which is crème pâtissière, and whipped cream, some strawberry sliced with some jelly on top. You can the jelly is totally optional, and a small decoration. Have fun, enjoy that. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to try this at home. It's very easy. If you have any questions, if you want to ask me something, I'm here. I'm glad to help you. Just let me know what you think. See you next time.